Oh, tell me more about your growing up. When did you become orphaned, and you know how did that come about, and what happened? We want to give some backstory. I want to hear something about you. Let people know what you're dealing with.
Well, my parents died when I was younger. My mom passed away when I was 7, and my dad passed away when I was 10, and my only sibling was murdered when I was 16. So
Wow,
um, I was
wow.
actually raised by my mother's parents. They adopted me and my brother after my mother passed away. So once my mother passed away, we went to go live with my mother's parents, my grandmother and my grandfather. My parents actually they passed away from AIDS. So
Really?
yeah, yep.
That was so prevalent in the. I
My
remember when
dad,
AIDS swept through the Black community, and it was devastating.
yeah, yeah.
So with your
My
dad,
dad actually, we thought that it was the man that adopted him, and we thought it was his brother, but it was his adopted
mhm.
father was molesting him. So that ended up my dad caught AIDS from, and he gave it
That
to my mom, and all three of them died.
wow, that you know what that is really heavy for a kid. And you were how old?
I was 7. I was 7
Okay,
when my mom passed.
wow. See, and I don't know if it parallels because it doesn't. But then I was adopted at I don't know, I guess at birth, and how I found out was that I found a letter after my father got ill,
Hmm.
and the lady gave me away for Christmas. And at the end of the letter, she said, "Merry Christmas," like I was a gift, So they didn't do a formal adoption.
Right.
I didn't go to anybody in my family, and so that makes me call myself a throwaway baby,
Yeah, that's
you know,
understandable.
So with me, I don't know if that made me be who I am now. That I draw people that have been injured or hurt or called the black sheep of the family.
Hmm.
I tend to draw that. And I don't know if my experiences as a child uh, it shows more than I think it does. I don't know. Do you think that your childhood had anything to do with being the person that you are right now?
Oh, most definitely. I remember being a kid, and I think I had one friend that came from like a single parent home, but
Mhm.
the rest of them had mothers, fathers, and siblings. I can think back. Okay, I had two. I had two that came from a single parent home, but the rest of them had mothers, fathers, and siblings. And I would become friends with them. And I remember never calling their parents by their government names. I always called them like mom and dad.
Okay. So you know what? That was a lot of that going on back then when we had neighborhoods.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't call them neighborhoods then. Now you just call it the hood, and
Yep.
because no, I don't know my neighbors. Do you know your neighbor? Do you interact with them?
I interact with the ones that are on the right of me, and that's it. I had some experiences with some neighbors to where I was super friendly with them, super cool. Watched their
Mhm.
kids, helped them out, and they robbed me blind.
Wow. See, you know what? I had friends like that. I had friends that did that to me, because at one time I was on drugs, and yeah, that happened. That period of my life happened, but I had the people that I was around. They were the ones that made me know that that was not the life that I wanted.
Right,
Okay, because I'm being transparent here, you
right,
know, and these are the things that I didn't want at age 50 to be looking back at my life saying, "Ooh, you still on drugs?" What I
right.
call drugs is cocaine.
That's what I
Okay,
was on. I've been there.
so I didn't want to be. I'm looking at my friends, and I'm like, this is not cool. This is not what it is. You know.
Hmm.
Um, I had a girlfriend. Well, called them my friends because we were all doing the same thing. You tend to hang out with what you do, with people
Right.
that you do. So that saying "birds of a feather flock together,"
Yep.
I believe that's true. You know, she went too far. They were doing dates and selling their kids stuff and food stamp. I could not get with that. That's
Right.
not so that right there and the things I actually physically saw them doing. made me back out.
Yep, that's what happened with my experience with it as well.
What triggered you and let you know that you needed to stop?
It was me and my roommate, and I was a stripper for a long time. So that's how I even got into cocaine. Like the last couple months of me dancing, I started experimenting with coke. And I woke up one day and my kids and her kids were eating out the trash can because we was too high to wake up.
No.
And I woke her up and I told her, I said, our kids are in here eating out the trash can. I told her, I said, I can't do this shit no more. And her response was, and they tore up the living room.
Tore up the living room?
Yeah, and they tore up the living room. And right then and there, I told her, I said, your priorities is fucked up. I said, I'm done. I can't do this shit no more.
Ooh. You know what?
That ran into people with me.
And you know what? That's a good wake-up call. That's a hell of a wake-up call. It really is.
We was too high to wake up and feed them. And I woke up and I seen that. And I was like, oh, no, hell no. Nope. That will always, seeing that right there, right then, I knew that. See, I didn't think I was an addict because I didn't do it at home. I wouldn't even come home high. I would stay out until my high went.
See, now that was the difference with me.
Never bought drugs home. I need this. I don't have
you breaking up a little bit. You breaking up a little bit. Hello?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, because you were breaking up just a little bit. That's what was getting a little bit of feedback. So say that again. You told your girlfriend.
No, I was telling her, I was like, our kids are eating out the trash can, and she goes, and they tore up the living room. And I was like, yeah, priorities is all fucked up. I'm done.
Right. I mean, did she ever, I mean, I think about it because that girl, the lady I'm talking about, that was one of the ones I was talking about, because they got to the point where she sold her bed, the money, her husband gave her money to go get them a bed because they were sleeping on the floor. We had just transitioned into apartments because we were homeless. She had an apartment and I was transitioning out. But I went over to her house and she gave the money her husband gave her to get them a bed so they could get off the floor. He gave it to the drug dealer. Okay. And when I turned around and I said, you cannot go home without a bed for your husband. And I went into my pocket and bought them a bed just so it wouldn't break up her. Because I'm telling you, at the time they were already having problems. And if he had came home and worked and she didn't have a bed, what could she have said to him?
The bed's up my nose. Bed's up my nose.
No, it was smoke. She was smoked. She smoked that. And she was in a wheelchair. You understand me?
It's always a form of escape. It's like what I noticed is.
Thanks for watching. Part 2 is coming up next.
Tell my homegirls pray for me. Why? Cause I've been really running around on some Drake shit. I've been shopping at a certain nigga. How? When I already got somebody I'm in love with. Yeah. When I'm not the one who rolling with them other bitches. Shit. Swear to God, I'm the only chick he fucking with. Understand I never fall for the word. Man, it sound like some shit that a girl